Hey everyone, back again with Pop Culture Omniversa. We're once again back for the first time. We're once again crossing from the Reality Entertainment Channel. Oh, we're talking about Aquaman's run by Geoff Johns in the Omnibus collection. And this time we're talking about the epic crossover storyline between Justice League and Aquaman, the Throne of Atlantis. Which means that you know that people are probably going to die. So we cut to our big prologue, as you recall. But before I can go ahead and do that, I did want to bring up how I have covered the Aquaman New 52 run by Geoff Johns so far in my previous channel. I'll set up a playlist to help fix things and make things more coordinated for those who want to check it out. But that's ultimately what happened, and we're continuing off from that in order to provide maximum attention and everything and more extra content for the Omniversa channel. Since most of my stuff has been DC Comics related. I do not know why. I just love DC a lot. So let's get right into everything. We cut to a sinking boat. Yeah, that sounds about right. Captain, he's in sight. Ready the guns. Fire! And they fire a harpoon weapon, and the person who's in the water gets stabbed by it. The monster's been hit. Haul him up! Saying, and they hold this guy up, and one says, I never seen one up close. Where are the gills, Captain? Hidden, Kenneth. Behind them. Behind them ears. Just like his sea hag. He still breathes. He's still alive. So yeah, this kind of looks like Deathstroke, but not as awesome. So he's still breathing, the sea dweller, as I'm pretty sure they look at him as. And he pulls out his knife because we have to have the humans are monsters kind of mentality. Uh, saying, good. I seen do this proper like. We pulled your sea hag from the water, nearly dead, torn open by a great white. Instead of thanking us like a woman should, she refused. Killed two of my men before we strung her up and slit her throat. Then you came after her. You took my eye. You were my number one guy. My eye ain't worth nothing but your eyes. Your insides, too. Doctor will play plenty, and the kiddies will pay to see the rest. And they'll come from all around to see the merman in jars. And yeah, that ended in complete disaster because afterwards, it's one of the crewmates goes in and says, Captain, we're surrounded. Then we cut to today. Oh, well, we'll probably never know what happened to them. They're probably all dead, probably. But Pirate Deathstroke, yeah, not did not last that long. Uh, yeah. Oh man, and the fact that once again they're both kind of in this cycle of vengeance is sad. So, anyways, we cut to Amnesty Bay, Maine, in modern time, where Aquaman in the Seven Seas is communicating with fish via telepathically. Somebody, the boy born with purple eyes, will bring the end of Atlantis. Superstitions. I will not tolerate violence against our own. They were only threats against the boy, my king. I take threats seriously. See that Garth is returned to his mother unharmed, and those that wished him harm locked into the wells for trial. And then he grabs his trident and proclaiming, the fish, my king, is staring at you. What is it? My brother wishes to speak to me. Your brother? Shall I alert the drift? No, I shall go alone, and not a word will be said or recorded about this. Do you understand? Yes, my king. So they have a different artist for the Aquaman books. Let's see if I'm correct. This is artwork by. Let me just get this flap jacket out. This is artwork by Phil Phil Pfeiffer. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name wrong. Sorry. Also, Ivan Rios' artwork is gorgeous. But enough about artwork. We cut back to Louisiana Belle Reve Prison. All it says is Black Manta, which is his real name. Look right there, real name unknown. A treasure hunter and primary adversary of Aquaman, Black Manta would be invaluable in the underwater salvage operations, specifically recovering the wreckage of Flight 430, hunting and tracking targets, and general assassinations. Waller wrote that. That's her signature. She wants him. Look at that helmet. It's ridiculous. Hey, what Waller wants, Waller gets. Yeah, what Waller wants, Waller gets. Yeah, too bad this is probably not going to go ahead and end well because we get the if I know I realize it, was he ever in the Suicide Squad? I think only in the Young Justice cartoon, which is telling. I got this, okay? Go tell Waller he'll be prepped up in a minute. You sure? I want to get home to watch the Saints. They started half an hour ago, and the paperwork is a killer. So the security guard approaches him because, that's a great idea all by himself. Oh, when they first brought you in, we didn't know if you needed to be in a fish tank or not, but apparently you don't breathe underwater like your aquatic playmate. Tell me something, Black Manta. He really thought you're really that tough? Yeah, you that tough? I'm like, you're only the adversary of Aquaman, but Aquaman's a joke according to everybody else. I read it on the internet. So Black Manta doesn't respond, only just glaring at him. And then the guard says, you can't get out of here. There is an option. You're going to hear all the details in a minute, but you sign right. You're talking about the Suicide Squad. We know about it. We don't like it. And then he says something I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to try. And the laser blows off. Laser off the helmet fires at the guard. Yeah. Yeah, so that clearly was a great idea. He blows up the clipboard containing the Suicide Squad documents. And then Black Manta just says, you want to know what makes Aquaman so tough? His skin is nearly bulletproof. Please, I only mocked you because you're fighting Aquaman. I can't imagine what I did to deserve this. His muscle density is 10 times that of yours or mine. And as you said, he can breathe underwater, unlike us. And yeah. So Amanda Wallace naturally pissed, saying, you let him in there? He said he was teeing it up. He thought he was helping. Mantis is a code alpha, you idiot. And yeah, they stumble upon, it turns out that he strangled the guy to death by drowning him in the toilet. And Black Manta just says, the answer's no, Agent Waller. I'm not dying for you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because, yeah, being Aquaman kind of sucks for people. Hold on. Yeah, okay, got it. So, yeah, he just says, I only die for Aquaman. He is the true love of my life. So, anyways, Aquaman goes ahead and arrives to the USS East. I can't pronounce that name, but anyways. You're a long way from home, Arthur. And so Aquaman encounters his fellow brethren, and so am I, at your request. Thank you for coming. What can I help you with, brother? 2 weeks ago, a group of Atlantean sub-soldiers attacked the U.S. military base to retrieve an Atlantean artifact. This week, Black Manta was hired to attack and kill some of my friends to recover the dead king's relics. What is a Black Manta? He's a treasure hunter from the service world? Yes. Someone from Atlantis hired him. Someone wanted the Atlantean relics. And you think it was me, Arthur? If I wanted Atlantean relics, I wouldn't hide it from you. I'd ask you for them. Unless you didn't want me, I need to know why you wanted them. Manta found the scepter of the dead king. I saw the power it has. It sank an island. Arthur, I do not lie to you. I never have. You are my brother. If you suspect I plan to attack your surface world, just ask me. Are you planning to attack the surface? Of course not. Such barbarism. You do realize he could lie, right? I'm pretty sure or he thinks that Aquaman's just stupid and says, and the conversation ends right there. Okay. Hey, it's impossible to untangle this. We got to Norway, where Volko is at. If you had the patience, you might have had a chance to mark, but now your line's gonna break. Translated from Norwegian. Best cut it off before it tangles again. And then he cuts it, and only for someone to yell, "Orko! Orko, you must see this!" By the dark waters. It's one of your people, isn't it? It's an Atlantean. He was telling the truth? My god. The guy who kept saying he was Atlantean is actually Atlantean? Something's very wrong. I must go. Orko! Oh. And yeah, they try to get him, but fail miserably. Also, for a place called Norway, that place looks suddenly very small in the background when he dives into the water. It just looks like the entire island, like the entire land sunk, and everything behind him is blue. Kind of a weird art design. I never wanted to leave the water. In fact, I only journeyed the surface world twice. Once to beg you to come back and take the throne, which you refused. You chose your father's kingdom instead of ours. I do not blame you. Like many of my subjects, I understand you spent most of your childhood up there. Breathing that air up into the ground, how horrible it must have been. The world isn't up there. There isn't a nightmare like you think it is. I'm sure you have improved it, Arthur. It's just as I've improved Atlantis. I always thought we would do that together, but now we are literally worlds apart. I mean, like, I'm underwater, you're above me, and you clearly mean you're gods. So yeah, his brother continues to speak. I brought you to this racket when you first took the throne to remind you what the surface world is capable of. The men that once sailed this ship killed our great-grandmother, and then hunted down and murdered our grandfather. They slaughtered the king and queen, and Atlantis grew angry. You remember what happened to the ship? They sank it, and the sailors? They let them live. Yes, they let them live, and they left them in the water, and they waited. One by one, the sailors drowned, sinking into the ocean floor, until only the captain of the vessel was left. The Atlanteans watched, and again waited with great patience, until finally the captain could swim no more. And you remember what they did then? They took him to shore. Yes, Arthur? Then he pulled his knife again, and he demanded to be taken back into the water. Our captain always goes down with his ship. If we wanted to, we could sink every boat floating above us, Arthur. We could destroy every vessel in the water, but we don't, and nothing should change that. Whoever took the scepter, maybe they think they wanted you to think they were Atlantean. I love you, brother. I wish you nothing but happiness. So, yeah, it turns out the captain died because he wanted to die with his ship, and his brother Orm departs. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, someone stabs the scepter into the ground. With this reveal, come now, creatures, you are free. And the bottom of the trench creatures arrive to the surface once more. So anyway, we're going to cut away from that awesome stuff going on in the Aquaman books, and we're going to cut to the Justice League. That was at the time written by Geoff Johns and was written by and art by Ivan Reis because he took over the book from Jim Lee. And this is part of the Throne of Atlantis storyline. The Mid-Atlantic. The fish are all swimmingly in colorful color palettes. Oh, that's adorable. So anyways, a naval ship is currently occupying everything. How are we looking? Missiles are ready for test, sir. Launch in 40 minutes, 22 seconds. What is it? What's wrong? The countdown was just initiated, and the coordinates of the missiles have been changed, sir. They're headed to the bottom of the oceans. 20 seconds to detonation. This has to be a malfunction. There's nothing down there. 5 seconds. 1, and Atlantis is bombed. Yeah, that sounds about right. It all started in Smallville, right in the room there. I thought about giving up to Clark Kent completely, but I like Clark Kent. But being Clark Kent, like who I am, and who my parents were, so I came up with the idea of a dual identity. I thought about wearing a mask like Bruce does, but as close as we are Batman's going for something different than I am. I'd rather good people trust me than bad people fear me. I think they need to see your eyes for that. So Clark Kent wears a mask. It's to Superman. Here, try it. And yeah, this is the Superman of the New 52. And this is when he was in a pseudo relationship with Diana Prince, which some people really hated. You have to be kidding me. Come on, Diana. You have to unplug sometime. Hey, meanwhile, Cyborg is talking. Unplug. He was mutilated in battle and therefore had to in a horrible crisis, so he had to get surgery by his father, who he hates with a fiery passion at times. So anyway, Cyborg goes ahead and is talking to the admiral of the ship. Admiral Corby asked me to call you personally, Victor. The Watchtower, headquarters of the Justice League. His daughter is stationed on the USS Mambus. Why would someone want to sabotage the missile test and fire them into the empty ocean? They have Aquaman there. Like, Aquaman is part of the team. This isn't a movie where they didn't know he existed yet. You know, when they cut him out of the DC AU movie, animated movie universe, and they didn't have him in the beginning. They instead kept putting Billy Shazam in there. Why are they acting like this is new? I don't know. If it was manually done, I won't be able to track down anything behind the point of access, but security cameras should give us a visual once I do. I boomed down there to handle this right now, but without a direct link to the carrier, I can't pinpoint its location. If I miss, I'll drown, and then I'll get all these electrical shortages on me. We've been ready to add an additional environmental protective modes for you for months, which requires replacing the lung I have left. I'll pass. I wouldn't have bypassed Argus, and I called you myself if it wasn't for Admiral Corby's request. There's nothing a parent cares more than their child. You know that, don't you, son? I mean, yeah, but at the same time, the Young Justice version of Victor Stone wanted to kill you. So, yeah, give or take. So the lights of the Justice League go out, and Cyborg says, "Dad," and we're cut to Gotham City. Our system is rebooting Batman, but for the electrical surge to hit us, as in the Watchtower, while there's a communication blackout on a U.S. supercarrier? This can't be a coincidence. Please don't you shouldn't have thought about that before you agreed to testify against Professor Crane. Oh, Gotham. You just want us to convince you to bomb the city to hell and back after all the people who are good are evacuated. Hey, Ty, I'll see what I can do from here, Vic. Okay, keep trying to connect with the ship. Yeah, I'll call your fault and then tell him you're all right. You don't need to do that. Eject. And then Batman ejects and starts whooping the Professor Crane's posse's ass and all that. Bye to you, bats! And Aquaman arrives and beats the crap out of them. So later, my kid says Aquaman really is from Atlantis. That's the tabloids. Aquaman lives in a lighthouse outside of Boston with his mermaid. How do you know that? My cousin on the force up there. Your cousin works with him like Gordon works with Batman? Oh yeah, sure. He's got an aqua signal that throws 30... Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. That throws 50 pounds of fish food into the bay whenever a sailboat capsizes. And they laugh. What are you doing in Gotham? How dare you come into my territory and help? This is the new 52, so I'm more of a jerk. Don't tell me you're upset that I stopped those kidnappers. I appreciate the assistance taking down Scarecrow, even if I didn't need it. Appreciation. Screw that. Well, I need yours. I know we don't see eye to eye on how to lead the Justice League, and we need to talk about that. But first, I've got a problem. The fish are swimming away from the entire northeastern seaboard, from Boston all the way down to Gotham. They aren't responding to my telepathic commands, which means their survival instincts are at full drive. The last time that happened, and it was on an isolated beach where a group of flesh-eating creatures rose and from the ocean and attacked a town. I thought they'd be taken care of, but these things are back and in numbers greater than before. It's a Justice League problem level now, not just I'm not going to jail again. Watch out, he's got a gun. Wow, Gotham's police department's really proving its worth. And then Mira comes into the scene and stops the would-be attempted gun murdering. I hope no one's hurt, gentlemen. Batman, you've met Mira. And then Mira makes a comment that definitely is not an innuendo. Speechless or just a little wet, I guess. Yeah, that sounds about right. I followed a dozen different schools of fish, Arthur, and none of them are going to any specific place. They're just swimming away. Nothing again? Something scaring them? You look concerned. I thought you came up here to help us with the USS Mavis. What about the USS Mavis? The water! Oh my god! Meanwhile, in Metropolis, as everyone's corralling around. Whereas Diana says, Clark? Yeah, Diana? This actually works. So, okay, there's always been this perpetual theory about the usage of Clark Kent and the glasses. Some people today would look at that and be like, that's stupid, but now since it was back then, it made more sense and it's iconic. But apparently, I don't know if this is still canon, but apparently it's the correct term to use. That apparently the glasses contain some Kryptonian technology that allows him to kind of mimic his disguise a little bit, just enough to differentiate from Superman, but still kind of give the vibe that it's still Clark Kent. Like, that's what I'm hearing, at least. That's an old theory I heard. I don't know if this is canon or anything, but that would kind of help make sense and make things more believable. So Clark Kent just says, I know. Wow, why? Well, I guess most of the time when they do get a look at us, they see us from far away or they're looking up from us from the ground. More important, I don't think people ever consider that we hide among them. Well, that or they're just that stupid. No, not hide. I just don't think a lot of people imagine we have a life outside of the Justice League. They think it's Superman and Wonder Woman 24/7. It is for me. If I had an extended family like yours, maybe it'd be for me too. But even a god deserves a dinner out, Diana. I never had one. Not like this. Hopefully it's the first of many. Yes. So certainly your relationship will go quite smoothly and lead to horrendous, non-horrendous events like dying in the middle of the New 52 near the end game. Or, being reborn and Superman of the main DC universe that we all remember coming back and not pursuing a relationship with Diana, instead having the pre-New 52 Lois Lane or anything, and Diana finally realizes that her life is currently a lie and she's not really the man-hating species of Amazons that she was born from, and half of everything the New 52 produced was a complete lie. No. I'm sure this relationship is going to go swimmingly. Then the lights turn out. So yeah, there goes the non-horrendous disaster. Hey, what happened to the lights, Clark? An earthquake. What is it? And we see the USS Morbius descend upon Metropolis. It's a job for us. Yeah, that sounds about right. So anyways, Jimmy Olsen and everyone else is running with Lois Lane. Oh man, Lois, what a shock. This is insane. You're insane, Jimmy. Run! Did you hear that? And Superman and Wonder Woman arrive onto the scene. Superman and they catch the battleship. Did Wonder Woman and Superman just catch an aircraft carrier? Yes, they did. You look just climb, Jimmy. Go! The water's still coming. We can hold them back, hold some of it back with the ship. And I can turn more of it into steam. And Lois and Jimmy are caught in the ocean. And there are people on the streets who need our help, Superman. And there are still people inside with the ship. Damn it, we can't save everyone. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then Volko arrives onto the scene. I have you, human. And saves Lois Lane. Classic cliche out of the cliche standards. So Lois Lane and Superman's relationship in the New 52 is not romantic at times. And if anything, it's kind of hostile. Like, New 52 Lois Lane revealing the secret identity of Superman, which, we have reasons to hate her because Didio said so. So yeah, Volko is knocked out when Superman arrives and says, Lois, are you alright? Thanks to this man. Who is he? Batman, it's Cyborg. Satellite's back online. Boston was hit by a tidal wave, along with Metropolis. My name is Volko. I need to find King Arthur. His brother. He has to stop him. He'll sink it all. The water's receding, Cyborg. The next wave is about to hit Gotham. They declared a citywide evacuation. There's no mistake what this is, Arthur. What is it? This is the first strike. An initial attack flooding the most heavily populated areas. A direct ground assault is next. My God, they're following the Atlantean war plans. How do you know that? Because I wrote them. Oh, Aquaman, you've doomed us all. And thus, we cut to the next chapter. Gotham is currently drowning. I feel like that's not the worst thing to happen. You should see what's going to happen on A-Day. So yeah, the bat signal's drowning. Everyone's drowning. Commissioner Gordon's drowning. Harvey Bullock is drowning. I really stopped caring for a while. And then Aquaman saves them both. They're lucky I saw the light. And heard one of them shouting underwater, Barbara! 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 So, yeah. Aquaman rescues them, and then, sure enough, Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Bullock are talking. What the hell just happened? And then, before Commissioner Gordon could say anything, Barbara's safe, Jim. She wasn't anywhere near the east side when the water hit. Are you alright? I'm fine. Harvey and I were on the roof activating the signal. The scarecrow thugs kidnapped a witness. We pulled him from some of your officers from the docks. We rescued everyone we could from the water. How many? As many as we could. How many didn't make it? Yeah, so instead of being reassured that Batman tried his best, he has to say, no. How many didn't make it out? The nihilism. It looks like it's starting to be building a freaking arc. What the hell's going on? We're under attack, Bullock. Like, by who? Atlantis. Atlantis? I thought that was just a gimmick. Idiot. Gimmick? Mad Hatter 8 from Wonderland, is he? Okay. One, probably real. I mean, there's fifth dimensional imps, and that's the closest to insanity you'll get from Wonderland. But also, Wonderland is a book. Atlantis is said to be a real thing in the real world. Also, you've seen Batman punch God probably at one point. Like, I know this is the new 52, but come on. There's Amazons running around. There's half human, half god Diana in this place, since she's a demigod of Zeus. Let's see. You have cyborgs running around. You have a guy dressed up as a bat. I think at this point, Atlantis and Wonderland are not out of the question anymore. Oh, you also had an alien invasion by an intergalactic despotic overlord who calls himself a new god. So, yeah, this is not something that should be debated at this point. And, yeah. What I believe is Gordon, but I'm pretty sure it's Harvey Bullock, saying, whoa, since when does the water go up? Says Mira. And yeah, then as Mira's trying to push back the water, she says, all these people. And collapses from blood loss and overexertion. And Mira! Got you. I tried to push back the water, but you did the impossible. You saved hundreds of lives. I could feel them in the water as I moved it, Arthur. Bodies. There's so many bodies down there. If Starboard hadn't alerted the city beforehand, and if we hadn't been able to get here when we could, it could have been a lot worse. It will be a lot worse, Arthur. If your brother's following the Atlantean war plans, first the floods, then the ground assaults, and then... I know, but we have to keep their end goal between us right now. I don't want to panic the League. You have to tell them, Arthur. You have to warn the Justice League that if this progresses, if Atlantis continues their attack, they're going to sink whatever city they target. And if it's not Gotham, it'll be someplace else. Okay, how about this? Or how about you wait for us to evacuate the city, and we'll let you drown at least Arkham Asylum with all the criminals in it. I mean, like, we're at a point where we're just spitballing here, right? Meanwhile, in Metropolis, yeah, so Vulcan is currently unconscious, and he says, and then Superman examines him with his X-ray vision, and I don't see any internal injuries, but it's hard to tell. I'm not even sure he has lungs. He's part Atlantean. I think there's a difference in chemistry. No No lungs? I'm guessing he's an Atlantean. Okay, so Diana is now the second greatest detective, and I certainly dislike all these side characters a little bit more now. And yes, that is definitely not a reference to anything in parody. He said his name was Vulcan. Vulco. Oh, please, keep your distance, Miss Lane. We don't know what we're dealing with. If he pulled me from the water, we're dealing with a hero one who looks like he needs help himself. Oh, Lois Lane with the optimism, while Wonder Woman is the pessimistic. Don't worry, that's going to be revealed later that she was completely right. Pessimism to win the day! So anyway, Superman tries to awaken Velko, but he freaks out saying, "Where's King Arthur?" And Superman tries to calm him down, and naturally he doesn't like being told things, and naturally punches him in the face. There isn't any time! And Superman crashes into a building. Take a swing again, and so do I. Ah, yes, Wonder Woman threatening to kill someone. Our heroes, ladies and gentlemen. Granted, I know Wonder Woman's the one willing to kill, but come on. I'm sorry, but you have to listen. You have to find Arthur. Every moment we wait, Atlantis is one step closer. If he were still king, they never would have done this. Meanwhile, Aquaman's currently talking with Batman. Mira's cleaning up the rest of the streets. Commissioner Gordon and his men are going to have to help recover the bodies. Once Mira's done in Gotham, she'll head to Metropolis and do the same. The wave's hidden and all goes quiet. Where's Atlantis? They're waiting. For what? For what? The sea where was hit the hardest. That's where they'll rise out of the ocean. According to these Atlantis protocols you mentioned, yes, they plan to sink a city. And you know this because you wrote those war plans with my brother years ago. I was in a different frame of mind. So I gathered. Really? Batman, you're kind of being somewhat rational. So anyways, let's see when he goes irrational. Why are the Atlanteans attacking now? I thought you were their king. Not anymore. Look, they wouldn't do this unless they were provoked. Provoked? That missile test that sent through the Tomahawk straight into the ocean, they must have detonated it on or near Atlantis. That's why. You're justifying their attack. No, I'm trying to explain it. No, you are trying to justify an attack. How dare you, Aquaman? So anyways, Aquaman in the comments, you need to understand, Batman. Atlantis' interaction on the server has have been sailors slaughtering its people, and nuclear tests and environmental disasters poisoning their oceans. They're extremely superstitious, protecting an aggressive people as it is. You come straight at them and they'll come back at you 10 times harder. But they can be reasoned with. They've already killed people, Arthur, and they'll kill more if they think they'll be being threatened. I know these are your people. Oh, they are not my people. You're the one that said the League has to stop keeping secrets from one another. What aren't you telling me? I nearly died trying to find Atlantis. When I finally did, yes, they welcomed me with open arms. Even my brother, who cherishes the Atlantean law, stepped down from the throne. But within weeks, there was a dissension. Some called me the Impure King, a half-human, half-surface dweller. There was a movement to change the laws and reinstate my younger brother, a full Atlantean. During that time, I tried to be what they wanted me to be. I turned my back on the surface world and I saw it the ugly way they do. Until Darkseid came and the Justice League was founded, it gave me a place to go. I began to understand how this is going to be for you, Arthur, but you're still trying to rationalize their actions. And there's no rationalizing an attack like this, whatever the catalyst. Provoked or not, if your brother's behind this, the Justice League is bringing him in. That's the way it has to be. Batman, I'm not going to listen to your reasoning, even if I go ahead and beat my kids. Because Batman is clearly the moral consciousness of everybody. I'm pretty sure Wally West is more having a moral consciousness. And yeah, he doesn't exist in this time period. Because that was a weird time. You either had no Flashes, no Wally West, or a black kid wandering around calling himself Wally West. And every time when we called it out, it said that that's a stupid idea because that's not the Wally West we grew up on. We're suddenly racists. Because only one group of people were saying that. Not an entire group of people, not the entire community was saying that. That's just stupid. We gotta play the agenda card. So anyways, the bat radar goes off. What's that? Incoming. We need to move. And they subsequently get out of an exploding Batmobile. I don't see or hear anything. Had to be an Atlantean long-range weapon. How do they know you were there with me? They're not aiming for you. They were aiming for you, not me. When I wrote those plans, I knew even before we met that you'd be a threat. I'm flattered. How? How is Batman a threat? I get he's the, quote, world's greatest detective, but come on. He is mortal. I'm pretty sure Amira could easily kill him if she even thought of it. Like, suck out all the oxygen from his lungs with water. Since, the human body is 8% water. Oh, god damn it. So anyways, Batman is flattered at the fact that Aquaman of Atlantis viewed that he was a threat, because of course he is. I'm like, I would say Cyborg would be a threat, but at the same time he's electrical, so they could take it down. So Batman then asks, who else is on your hit list? Please tell me it's Nightwing, and Dan DiDio wants to get rid of him very soon. Or else they'll do some stupid storyline that makes no sense in the end. Dr. Stephen Shin. The disaster in Boston, Metropolis, and Gotham have still gone unexplained. The rumors that they think this was I don't think I have this right, an attack from Atlantis are emerging out of Gotham. Whatever the case, hundreds have already been confirmed dead. So we get to the Watchtower. Batman, you okay? The Batplane just went offline. Oh, it was the Batplane. Okay, I got that wrong. The Batplane's down, but we're fine. I tried to contact the Flash, but he's not answering. Reports say he was dealing with some kind of primal attack unrelated. So he's out of the story. Aquaman says he won't be a specific target. Except for the Atlanteans. You and Aquaman need to get to the Watchtower. Superman and Wonder Woman have an Atlantean in custody. Says his name is Vulcan. Oh, the sign's up here. It's like home. Who is he? Arthur. And he kneels towards Arthur. Vulcan's the first Atlantean I ever met. He's been exiled since my mother's death. He was her royal advisor and then mine. He's as close to family as I have left. Your brother thinks this was an attack from the first place. It was an accident, I know. Atlanteans die, and the humans drown. Now we're on the brink of war. Arthur, someone targeted Atlantis on purpose. Someone wanted to start this. I just don't know who. Well, it could be that one guy who we talked about that wants to kill Aquaman, but he's currently dealing with Waller at the moment. So the trench is now in the mid-Atlantic. It's starting to have the trench emerge. Translated to, we are free. President's declaring a state of emergency across the East Coast. We need to decide on a plan to action and get back down to Earth. You need to get your brother, Arthur. Tell him the missiles were a mistake. Stop this before it starts. I bring your brother to answer for this. It's more complicated than that, Superman. There was confusion, and this wasn't a warning shot, Aquaman. And he's not a supervillain. He's the leader of an underwater nation. He's a murderer now, Arthur. Oh my god. So, Diana, should we talk about your group of people's attack on Amazonians? Or like that time when they were arresting you for trial, or when you had a brother and he was almost killed, but then they never talk about him again. Oh, should we also talk about that time where Amazon's attack happened? We can go there, Diana. You are an ambassador, as you said. You lost your position over AI sentience. Guys, I have something massive in the water that just appeared off the coast of Boston. Cyborg, I need you to go to Maine. And find Dr. Stephen Shin. The biologist who hired you? Atlantis assassins will be targeting him just like they did Batman. You had to give me a chance to bring my brother in peacefully. You have it. But Batman, one chance, Arthur. Wow. Batman is more relatable in this part than Superman is, and that's unbelievably sad. So Aquaman thanks Batman and departs. We cut to Boston, and you're almost done, Shohan. Hang on. And the ocean rises. You will tell me where he is. Where is your king? is just like, what? I'm speaking your language correctly, am I not? Where's your king of your land? I don't know who you're talking about. The president? I'm talking about the great King Arthur, your ruler human. And he proceeds to choke him for information because that will make sense. How fragile these surface beings are. They breathe through their tiny holes, or they don't breathe at all. Let go, Orm. And drops him. Your people seem confused, brother. They're not my people, not in the way you think. I'm not their king. If you aren't ruling them, then what have you been doing up here? Where's the Atlantean army? Just beneath the surface, waiting for my signal. Your people broke our agreement. There was an agreement, but everyone doesn't believe in Atlantis, so clearly there was no agreement. Orm, listen, there was no agreement. None that the surface world knew anything about. They don't even think Atlantis exists. I find that difficult to believe. If you just watched the news, you probably wouldn't believe it by now. Oh, this has all been a terrible mistake. Mistake? It's called carelessness. It's what the humans are at their very core. Yeah, that's true. I do not want to be here, Arthur. The dirty air, the weight of it puts on you are unpleasant, but my hand has been forced by human incompetence. I have grieving families, frightened citizens, angry soldiers. You need to send the Atlanteans home and come with me. No. We are going to sink this city into the ocean. This Boston will be a cautionary tale or not. Who knows? Perhaps one day these foolish surface trolls will refuse to believe Boston ever existed either. Well, they do that a lot with history revisionists. And boom tube. Yeah, so their team arrives and Arthur just tells them, I said I would handle this. We've been listening. And it doesn't sound like it's being handled. Are these three your rulers? No. You need to give me more time. We're already tracking Atlanteans moving into either side of the city, Aquaman. And there is no time. Your brother's coming with us. I'm sorry. But you forced my hand. And he grabs Batman by the neck because clearly that's the guy you should be targeting, not the Kryptonian or Amazon. So anyways, let's cut away from that and back into the Justice League side. Right, our oceans are as alien as theirs. So Vulcan is currently talking to himself while looking out into space. Our oceans are as alien as outer space? I read 70% of our planet is covered in water, but 95% of that has never been explored. Ever since Darkseid, we've been worried about the threats outside of the world, but the greatest ones could be from it. Who the really hell knows what's in the ocean? Not a single one of armed soldiers has risen from the waters, and already hundreds are dead. Necessarily must have let Arthur reason with Orm. This war with Atlantis cannot happen. And are there any signs of the Atlanteans yet, Cyborg? No, thankfully, Volko. Oh, I've located Dr. Shin Arthur. Said he was one of his mentors like you, but King Arthur referred to me as one of his mentors. I'm very honored. But why would the Atlanteans want him dead? Dr. Shin studied Arthur's Atlantean biology for years, Cyborg, and he immersed himself in Atlantean history. He knows more about Atlantis than Arthur than anyone else in the surface world. But from what I've downloaded and sorted through, Dr. Shin didn't amount to anything but a few headlines in the tabloids. Military soldiers is watching the watch closely now to see if Atlantis is actually from behind these tidal waves. Efforts to move in have been hindered by the storm. It may have considered less than a threat today, but when Arthur and his brother wrote the Atlantean war plans, they thought Dr. Shin had the potential to become their greatest enemy. Now he's just crazy, by many. They believe me now. They'll have to. You do realize you're gonna get killed, right? But with his knowledge, he may prove invaluable in stopping Atlantis. Then I'll go get him. Then Cyborg arrives in a boom tube. Dr. Shin! And almost crashes. I need you to step out of the car and come with me. You all know now, don't you? Atlantis does exist. Dr. Shin located. Drift 1 requiring assistance. Drift 2 and 3 en route. So we come back to Boston. What are you doing, Aquaman? You attack my brother now and an entire army rises out of the ocean. I know this is crazy, but the only way my arm will take my orders seriously if I show strength commanding you to leave. In Atlantean culture, your brothers already killed people. He flooded Gotham. Flamies were trapped there in their cars. People drowned. We gave you a chance, but who are these air breathers, Arthur? Keep your distance, Arm. Are you the Surface Dwellers' king? And Batman, what are you? And yeah, Batman discarded World War Atlantis. And kaboom! Surrounders, what was that? Enough potassium to spawn a exothermic reaction. With the water, I shouldn't hurt them permanently. Fight him, and you're going to make things worse. You just did, Arthur. I'm trying to protect both worlds, Diana. If it was the Amazons coming ashore to destroy the sea, I'd be fighting against them instead of fighting my friends. Well, okay, you did that Amazon attack, but you do realize, here's the thing that bugs me. So, Batman. Okay, so this is weird. This is what really weirds me out about this. In Amazon's attack, Batman thinks Wonder Woman would probably side with the Amazons and admits he doesn't trust her enough in this scenario, despite being with her for like decades in real time, whereas it's probably like 10 years. And in this iteration, Batman trusts Aquaman, even though he was the king of Atlantis, whereas Wonder Woman was an ambassador near before Amazon's attacks. I would say something funny, but it kind of just says itself. Batman trusts Aquaman more than Diana Wonder Woman, who, gave up her powers so a blind kid could see again. No, that was an actual thing. So as the chaos continues, because the Justice League are kind of morons, Aquaman tries to reason with her. I know someone has to answer for this, but if the Atlantis comes out of this water, every single soldier, thousands of them, will fight until their dying breath. So will I. We are the new 52 Justice League. We don't listen to logic and reason. So then she punches Arthur, and well, that goes crazy. I thought you understood, Bruce. Bruce, as best I can, Arthur. But if we work together, we can. And Bruce Wayne is taken down. These air breathers are fragile, aren't they? A second charge should end him. Okay, I'll allow it. No! The Silver Strells raised his hand to me. Me, the king of Atlantis. It is my right to kill him. Atlantean law doesn't apply here. You confuse me, brother. Has breathing air for so long damaged your mind? First you threatened me, and then you attacked those who threatened me, then you threatened me again? And it's almost as if we had no editor for this. Wait, that's gonna happen later. Okay. Listen to Bjorn. You're going back into the water and you're ordering the Atlanteans to go home. Do it now! Oh, I had believed perhaps this counterattack against your kingdom would be a satisfactory retribution for the weapons fired upon Atlantis, but I come here to discover you are not their leader. Why are you trying to simply be one of them? You're better than that. Mother would be disappointed in you. I know I am. You've abandoned our world and joined another's world. That has done nothing but attack and poison us for centuries. So Diana grabs Orm because, you gotta make a situation worse. I don't want to hurt you. Surrender now. They hate us, see? But we are done fearing the surface. We are done living in terror. It is time for a war. And the Atlantean military arrives after Wonder Woman is shot from behind. Oh, Justice League, saving the day while starting World War Atlantis. It is time to fight back. Drift 2 and 3, engaging. Go for his joints, Tula. Wait, Tula? I think I recall who this is. Isn't she, I don't know, I could be horribly wrong. Isn't she Aquawoman, Aquagirl? And she died in Young Justice? And she was killed off during the Crisis on Infinite Earths era? Yeah, that was probably a weird meeting. And anyways, Tula says, what a strange machine. Well, he's a cyborg, but I can understand your confusion. So Cyborg takes Dr. Shin, yelling, "Come on, Doc! Take a deep breath. The first time always hurts. First time?" And then boom tube. "Where's Batman? Do you see him? By the docks. He's unconscious. I'm working my way towards him while she's trying to kill Atlanteans. Put down your weapons. Stop this. You are no longer our king. The sea life has already fled the coast, Arthur. They will not hear your cries for help, but the oceans will heed mine. King Orm has her." And explosions, water, Atlanteans. And retreat. Superman fires his lasers, and yeah, it's not as good as it should have been. Like, I don't get the unnecessary lines to their suit. Like, are they helping boosting his power? Also, the way it's drawn, it looks like this. Like, I don't get it. So Orm just says the creature is boiling the ocean. And Superman's the most powerful being on the planet, and you've pissed him off. He thinks he can take control of the oceans from its king. Superman is mistaken. My crown controls the oceans. And then he finishes off his badass statement by taking down both Diana and Clark, saying, "My trident, the storms. You are sentenced to the dark waters, brother, as are your allies." So So Cyborg and Dr. Shin are boomed to the Watchtower, where Cyborg is currently trying to get the situation and everything. Where are they to Justice League satellite? The Watchtower? You'll be safe here. You and Volko. Oh, can compare notes and see if we have to do something, Cyborg. You have to help Arthur and the others. The Atlanteans have taken the League. Where? Into the water. May they suffer as the surface will. We sink the city today. Then we got to Detroit, Michigan. The Atlantean army is in Boston, Silas. If they continue to conjure up storms, thousands more will be killed. Tens of thousands. And so we need a weapon that can take control of the weather from them. It's too dangerous, Dr. Morrow. Oh, my weather machine would be completely under my control. You built that android with technology recovered from the monitor machine, Thomas. Technology from another dimension that has yet to properly be processed. It's unstable, and I will not authorize it. You want some robots to help? Call Dr. Magnus. Well, Magnus is a misanthropic child and Project Middleman, and is a failure. The military is already in the process of shutting it down. Our only chance is my weather machine. If we don't bring him online now, who else can help us? And then Victor arrives. Victor? The Atlanteans have the Justice League, Dad. They dragged him into the ocean. Can you still add that environmental mode? Make it so I can operate underwater? Of course, but then do it. Victor, you know what we have to do. Your remaining lung goes in the trash. Just keep my brain and heart intact, Dad. He told me that's all I need to still be me. How long will it take? We'll perform this operation as quickly as possible. How long, Dad? We need at least a few hours. Then I got no choice but to ask for help. We wanted to vet these guys before bringing them on board, but there's no time. Connect me to the grid. Connected. This is Cyborg of the Justice League. We need your help. The world needs your help. What's Cyborg doing? Who is he talking to? Oh, and it's revealed the cast of characters for this event. We got Element Woman, created by Geoff Johns, who was ultimately pointless in the end. Green Arrow, who is not the Green Arrow we're familiar with. He looks more like his CW counterpart, but without the goatee. Black Lightning, Shazam, Hawkman, Firestorm, Gold Rush, who I don't know, Vixen, who I do know, Zatanna, who's a completely different character design, Black Canary, who's not in a relationship with Green Arrow, which I'm pretty sure pissed a lot of people off, but Volko answers saying, reinforcements. So we go to the trench, and the cover shows Aquaman being bogged down by everybody. We cut back to Detroit. We should wait for Sarah, so she can try and talk me out of this. She knows your breathing system's better than Dr. Morrow and I. Atlantis is tearing through Boston, and the Justice League's been dragged into the ocean. I need this upgrade to go get them. Without lungs, you'll make a slight hushing sound when your system exhales. Stop stalling, Dad. I'm going to have to take you offline for operation. Offline? Get some rest, son. And he turns him off. We need to move quickly. We shouldn't have to subject your son to horrific operations if you just agreed to letting me activate the android. I'm not having this discussion again. And Thomas, that's what the tornado could. What is that? He's interrupted. File processing. Victor uploaded a video signal of some kind. His mind's gone dormant, but he's still running a program. It's a security feed from the USS Mavis. The file's been badly corrupted, but he's trying to rebuild it. Why? To see what triggered the missiles that started this. The League has been last seen fighting Aquaman before they vanished. As we can only speculate as to what's going on, but it appears Aquaman is siding with the Atlanteans in this attack. Yet, you ask me, he was probably playing this from the beginning, since he joined the Justice League. Let's go ahead and mindlessly speculate. Hey, they're twisting things. Arthur would never betray us, but you betrayed him before, didn't you? Because you desperately want to be credited for the discovery of Atlantis' existence. And now you will be. You appear to be a broken old man, but looks can be deceiving, can't they? Arthur told me all about you during the first days I served him. Who are you, Volko? Former advisor to the Throne of Atlantis, and loyal to King Arthur until the end. If you were judged in Atlantis for your crimes against the king, you would have been executed. Instead, Arthur sends Cyborg to save you from death. Even after everything you've done, he still protects you. That is true heroism, true valor. You have none of that, do you? Keep your distance. Arthur and his league are lost. The Atlanteans pulled them into the water. Where did they take them? Orm has given them a death sentence. He's banished them to the dark waters. And Aquaman immediately breaks out. Aquaman! Aquaman! And Batman, you okay? Hey, oh, I'm perfectly alright. I can breathe in space. This is nothing. My leg is adjusting the oxygen levels to avoid toxicity. I've activated a beacon to alert Cyborg through voice communication, and it isn't getting through. But we must be on the other side of the thermal colony. Laser cutter should get me out. I recommend sitting tight. The pods are designed to keep the imprisoned alive so they maintain pressure. My suit can handle extreme pressure. Not this extreme, Bruce. How deep are we? Bottom of the ocean. Maybe further. I'm going to gather with bioluminescent fish so I can light up the area. We don't need light to see where we are. You have a power I don't know about? This isn't the first time I've been trapped in a confined space. Yes, I've been trapped in the ocean before. I clearly know what I'm doing more than an Atlantean. Though Batman continues to try and prove he's the biggest egotistical asshole by saying sonic emitters will help map the area, or Justice League communication, is our constructs of a three-dimensional hologram of it. Sonar? Never leave home without it. We're in the mid-Atlantic Ocean Trench. This is where this madding creatures I told you about come from. That's why they want us in these pods alive, eaten alive. Ancient Atlanteans' punishment. And, usually by sharks. Any sign of Superman and Wonder Woman? Below us, I think. I thought we were at the bottom of the trench. There's something else carved down there into the rock. It looks like a temple of some kind. Is it Atlantean? Possibly. I found an ancient Atlantean craft down here, but it was clearly lost when it crashed. Sonar's picking up something approaching. A fish are here. And the trench kills them. Aquaman. And what's going on? I'm like I could hear the battle going on, but I clearly am not listening. One of the creatures, but there'll be more. How many more? I sealed this trench, but someone obviously opened it, and at least some of these creatures survived. Could be dozens or hundreds. We need to find Superman and Wonder Woman and get out here before they run. I've dropped my communicator, so I'm going to need you to talk me through the area. It looks like they're in the chamber under us. I can lead you there. Why is Batman the one leading the man of the sea? It was a mistake to try and talk to my brother. What was the mistake? Geoff was turning on your friends. We're both at fault. Oh, Batman. There's something weird about all this, Batman. What if my brother triggered the missile strike himself? Why would he do that? I'm not sure, but someone with Atlanteans by his side stole the scepter from me that's capable of sinking the entire islands. This can't be a coincidence. If Orm sinks Boston, millions die. Let's just hope someone else is leading the charge up there. Hawkman and Firestorm, Vixen, Zatanna, and everyone else is battling out, with Hawkman yelling, back to the sea or to the grave. Yeah, that sounds about right. Firestorm's currently fighting. Hey, Hawkman, just split that guy's head open. Don't worry. Hawkman, just split that guy's head open. And don't worry about Hawkman, Ronnie. Concentrate on turning the water around these Atlanteans into helium to make them talk funny, to dry them out. I read that was Aquaman's kryptonite. I wouldn't believe anything you read about him now, Jason. And when Vixen comments, watch where you're flying, Firestorm. We need to get organized. Black Canary, where's Batman? I don't know, Vixen. Can't get you a scent on him? All I smell is salt water, seawater. You are all holding him back like children, and people are going to die. Who made you boss? I don't think we've met, Black Lightning. I'm Element Woman. Can you believe Cyborg called us? This is exciting. I mean, a million people are dying. We gotta fight and survive. Hey. And I'm smiling. Refuse to spill blood in a war, and you're going to get yourselves killed. Yes. Oh, great. He's insane. Oh, man. I don't get these people. One person yells, "Get down, Hawkman!" Oh, man. And explosions. Set detonator 2 there. Here. Hawkman! Hawkman! Get up! My brother's allies will not stop us from retribution. Why did I leave my killer for this? Retribution for all those tortured, poisoned, and murdered over the centuries by the surface dwellers. As they will know the power of Atlantis. And once they fear us, and they will fear us as we did once to them. I'm sorry about my parents. And they want to know more about who their daughter is spending time with. I expected the 3rd degree, Sarah, but not advice on how to take Lions into the playoffs. He's a fan of at least one of our fathers. Some has an interest in what I do. Victor, it's time to play up. No, please, just a little long, and he's transported away. Victor, I'm back online. Your systems will supply the oxygen to your brain needs now. Oh. You can survive in water or in space, nothing can hurt you. Yeah, except your emotional stuff. I'm actually your emotional stuff. I'm pretty sure you're scarred there. The reserves you called in to help are slowing down Atlantis down. That's all I need them to do. Grid, keep them updated on their progress. Affirmative. Victor, the file you're working on. Thanks for the help, Dad. Tell Sarah hello for me. Hey, I got a lock on Batman's beacon. He talks to Mira. Then let's go get him. The good days. Can you see the walls of this tunnel? Not very well. Why? There's something on them. Feels like an engraving. Getting them closer. I could probably get an image. Some kind of hydrograph. A language I don't recognize. Most likely ancient Atlantean. No one ever thought they journeyed this deep. There's an image of a man holding a scepter. He's wearing a crown. A king? And he's striking the ground, triggering some kind of earthquake. I take this as the scepter you were talking about. Yes, I can feel the outline of it. And there's something else. An image. And of this king and those creatures? Fighting them? No. He's leading them, Aquaman. What could the trench have to do with the Atlantean king? The rest looks like it's scratched off, broken open and leading into the chamber. Yeah. The chamber. Let's move on to the next page, shall we? Oh, man. This is so insane. The creatures must have brought Superman and Wonder Woman here. They could be in a state of paralysis by an organic fluid the trench produced. Is it strong enough to affect Superman and Wonder Woman? I was hit by a small sputtering and I could feel it tingling against my skin. One hit should... and the trench arrives. They're all around us! Get away from him! Bruce! And explosion. And Mira arrives along with Cyborg. Unfriendly. What the hell are those things? They don't like loud noises? Loud noises! Mira, how did you find us? Cyborg blocked onto Batman's signal. He was faint, but it was active. Help me in those pods. Help me in those pods, Mira. Vic, make sure Batman stays shut. You down here, Vic? You actually went through with it? You needed me. Arthur? The pressure combined with that slime is going to be a shock to both your systems. You should return to normal momentarily. We need to swim up there so I can connect with the satellite. Right. Without a link, I can't jump us back into Boston. You should have stayed. Fought them. I called in some reserves to help. Reserves? We were supposed to clear up those things as a team. Rick, with me, Hawkman especially, no time, Batman. I had to get who I could. Those creatures might have been frightened off, but they'll be back, and there'll be more. Or there should be Mira, but I don't sense any. But Arthur, my king, what is it? There's something coming out of the water behind us. You can't sense them. Where did they go? And the trench arrives, ready to start waging war against the Atlanteans. So we are in three-way war zone of World War Atlantis. The trench, the Atlanteans, and humanity. Or led by the Justice League. If they aren't here, my brother must be controlling these monsters. How could Orm do that? No, he's not. They're getting their asses kicked. With Orm commenting, what creatures are these? With the Atlantean relic scepter, Batman and I found some images down there that suggest it not only has the power to sink continents, but those command those creatures. Sightings now of another army coming out of the water? The trench. And if Orm has the scepter, then he can sink. Why was he putting detonations and devices into Boston to do it? Why not use the scepter himself? Defragmentation complete. 8. Salias in the monitors showing the footage of what happened. Who is that? Dr. Shin? Arthur, the security footage is from the USS Mavis. I got it. I blame you for this. Vulcan goes in and starts strangling him. What are you doing? You've entangled Arthur into a scheme of revenge against Black Manta. You turned the world against him. Orm isn't using the scepter because he doesn't have it. And when he left Atlantis, they turned against me. Someone else started this war. They sent me into exile. They will regret it. Thus revealing that Volko is the cause of all this. Dun dun dun. Yep. So we cut to the next issue in this epic event, and we're at the hour mark, 6 minutes and 7 at the hour and 7 minutes mark. My father often spent his nights warning ships away from shore. Sometimes he'd catch me staying awake to watch him work. He seemed frightened of something. He never told me what. Until one night, when the worst storm we had never been hit at Amnesty Bay, he looked at me and finally admitted, I'm scared they're coming for you, Arthur. I've never been more terrified in my life. My father isn't there to warn me anymore. Dr. Shin. But it's a little too late for warnings. Dr. Shin. Far too late. Are you alright? It was Volko Officer. He sabotaged the warships. He sent those missiles to Atlantis. He started this war. Cyborg, where's Volko? Oh, not here. And the teleporter's history's been wiped. Why would Arthur's friend want to start a war of Atlantis? Well, it's quite simple. This is the New 52, so Trust has to be dead. Because Volko was exiled after Arthur left the throne, Superman. I guess he's looking for revenge, though I may be projecting. What did they do to you, Mira? Huh? It's what they did to my ancestors. My God! Something else is emerging from the water. Volko's gone in Atlantis. It's where they're most vulnerable, and he's using the Dead King scepter to send the trench to them. We can only wonder what role Aquaman played in all this. This war is my fault. Batman is the one to reassure people. Oh, and then Wonder Woman. Okay, there's something wrong with this line. So Wonder Woman should be the one to be reassuring him first, then Batman, saying, hey, you didn't start this attack, Atlantis. You didn't attack Atlantis, Arthur, and you didn't drown hundreds of people. Okay, this line should have been reversed. Wonder Woman should be saying that to Aquaman, and then Batman would speak. But Aquaman continues to blame himself. I left Atlantis in my brother Orm's hands, Wonder Woman, knowing full well how he felt about the surface world, and whatever plans it was if we ever went to war. Atlantis was my responsibility, but a war of Atlantis isn't. It's the responsibility of all of us. This is why the Justice League exists. And thus we see the massive battle raging across the 7 seas. The Justice League, the Atlanteans, and the Trench. That must have been fun. The Flesh Eaters have left their trench, my king. My brother, he must have figured out how to use his telepathy to control them. But they can't stop us. Nothing will. And he's stabbed in the hand. Oh, poor Orm. I don't think it's going to get worse later, but I'll get to that. Again, the winged soldier charges us like a shark. a little more golding him than bloodlust. My brother's allies are unfocused, ill-trained, and disorganized. What are you doing, Firestorm? Changing the water into steam. You're blinding us and choking Zatanna. I'm sorry, Black Canary. Their armor and weapons are organic. I can't transmute organic, so Thrani, Ronnie to the right. The other right. And he gets stabbed. But no, wait, he gets electrocuted. We're in position, my king. E-Device 1 is ready for detonation. E-Device 2, confirmed for detonation sync. Atlanteans, prepare for submergence. As soon as the earth crust cracks and Boston is in pieces, I will come out of the oceans and sweep it all away. Awaiting your orders, my king, on my command. And the Justice League arrives. Arthur, the Justice League, Atlantis. You don't need to prove anything, Aquaman. I do. To everyone. And he bows arm. Batman, I spotted 2 bombs positioned on the opposite ends of the city. See if you can disable them. Cyborg, ask the reserves to meet me at the northern docks and they can disengage. I don't know how you survived the dark waters, Arthur, but I commend you for it. For escaping the trench and taking control of them. A part of me is thankful to see you alive, but I have a duty as king and to destroy the enemies of Atlantis. And you are now one of the enemies. It wasn't humankind that fired these missiles. Well, to Atlantis, Volko is behind us. I work with most of you. Not me, Batman. I'm Element Woman, and you are the awesome idiot. I'm all for jokes, but time is the essence. I need your help to find a man named Volko. You want him dead or alive? Oh, we're savages, killers, machines, Hawkman. Your will servant done this, Volko. Lies! If we work together, we can push back the trench. Back into the ocean. You can still make the right decision. You can still be the king we need right now. Tell the Atlanteans to stand down. Stop treating me like a fool. I will not allow you to treat me like a fool, brother. And he shocks Aquaman. As Volko stands on top of the building watching this from afar. Come on, Arthur. What are you waiting for? Even if Volko was responsible for this, his actions only confirm the poisonous nature of the surface world. It's corrupted his mind, and yours. Actually, Atlantis corrupted his mind, so yeah. So he then gives a massive speech about his brethrenship with him. And all my life, I've only wanted to save you, Arthur. When I was a child, I was told stories of the terror the air is brought upon us, and when I learned I had an older brother trapped upon here, I wept. For years I begged the Atlantean god to rescue you and bring you home, but they refused to venture to this world. This is why I took the throne in the first place. I built up the Atlantean army so I could come here and find you myself. But you found Atlantis first. I wept again that day, because I loved you as a brother any brother should. And he shocks Aquaman. Your loyalties lie with the service now. You chose this world over your own, and therefore you betrayed your brother, your mother, and all of Atlantis. On my commands, detonate. Something's wrong. It's not responding. It wasn't me, Mira. Someone else shut it down. What did you do, Victor? You're welcome. Revealing the Atom was responsible for this, I think. 101. There's a second bomb. Superman and I have it, Cyborg. Up, and away! And it explodes into the sky. No! Oh, it's over, Orm. No, it is not over. My crown will flood the city. It will throw the oceans down upon it, and I will show your world that Atlantis is not afraid. Today they shall die for our Independence Day. Then Mira arrives. That convict can't hold the water up forever. And then Zatanna goes ahead and freezes everything. But I can't say her words backwards, but yeah, I give up on that. She won't have to. I was happy as you to discover I had a brother, Orm, to feel I wasn't alone. But I am alone. As he crushes a car into Orm, that's the life of a true leader. That's why I never wanted the crown. but I have to take it. So yield! Yield the throne! As he realizes his crown is off, he admits, I yield, brother. King Orm has fallen! Kill Aquaman! You dare attack me even now? Orm has yielded! And he cuts down the trench creatures. I am your king! And the Atlanteans stop as Vulcan says, I surrender. So the trench goes ahead and stops, looking like they're what do we do? Do we fight? We cannot fight two wars, Atlanteans, but we don't need to. The surface is not a threat. They will stand with us against the trench. Stand with me and send these beings back to hell. The trench, the Justice League, and the Atlanteans go to all-out war. They keep coming. Orm, you are my king too now, brother. Okay, use your telepathy on them. I tried to establish a connection when I first encountered these things, but I can't. We need the dead King Scepter if we want to control them. We need to find Draco. Oh, already did. I'm sorry, but this had to be done. The Scepter, King Arthur. What? I know you will never forgive me for this, but I did it for Atlantis. I did it for you. For me? Atlantis can be a great nation again, but it needs your leadership. You had to embrace your birthright. This was the only way to do it. You did this so I could take back the throne? Do you realize how many died because of you? How could you betray me like this? And he punches him very angrily. Because I love Atlantis, and I love you like a son. Trench, go home. And the trench retreats under the command of the King Sector. Vulko, take Vulko to Atlantis. He will answer his crimes against you. Yes, my king. But what of of Orm? He stays here. Here? Why? You're under arrest. But I yielded the throne. I yielded, brother. And because of that, Orm, you're no longer a foreign leader. There are no laws up here that grant you immunity for crimes you committed. Crime? I was protecting our people. Please, brother, do not condemn me to the surface. You cannot be that cruel. I'm sorry, Orm. I truly am. Bring up in Boston, Metropolis, and Gotham as fuels for the people I lost. The terrorist behind this monstrous ocean master is being held in Bel Rev prisonary trial. Hello? Hello, are you there? Still there? I'm thirsty again. I want to talk to my brother. Please. Please, let me talk to him. I don't belong here. I don't belong there, Ira. I have to go. Oh, the last time you took the crown, the Atlanteans nearly killed you for it. If I refuse to take the throne now, what does the Atlantis do next? Do they storm the beaches again to break out my brother? If my brother, who is confused and frightened, and unremorseful about the people who die, Arthur, don't make him a martyr like most of the Atlanteans will. Don't make yourself a martyr either. Don't go. Please don't go. It's the last thing I want to do, but I can't risk this happening again. I'm pushing these two worlds apart for my entire life, but I need to bring them together. Come with me. You know why I can't. Then Aquaman hands a conch shell to her. Can you tell us what the future holds for Atlantis? Are they our enemies, Dr. Shin? Will they attack again? And how long have you known about their existence? People called you crazy. Do you feel vindicated? Shin just says no and closes the door. Meanwhile, we get press release talking, press people, the public talking. You saw he hit Superman? He was out of control. Well, my kids won't go in the water. No one will. I never thought I'd say this, but he's dangerous. As Aquaman descends into the ocean, Atlantis is attacking the event we needed to push this operation through, Colonel Trevor. Meanwhile, at the Watchtower, as they work in sync, we need to do what we haven't done before. And then another figure talks. The opportunity is now. The world's skeptical. They want another team. They need one. As she looks at a list, as Amanda Waller looks at a list, and Batman says, "We open our ranks." And then someone says, "It's time for recruitment, starting with the Scarecrow." And thus ends the Throne of Atlantis saga. Oh man, so this was a massive epic event. in of itself. And oh, the artwork is beautiful, especially the issues where Ivan Reis is doing stuff. His artwork is beautiful for this, and it does really go with the epic feel to it. Loved a lot of this stuff. Like, there are some moments of the character I brung up that bugged me a little bit, but it was a really awesome event. But once again, I feel like they could have tweaked this and it would have fit the original continuity. I like they could have tweaked this a little bit more because everyone has to be stupid for some reason because hey, it's a reboot and it's still in the early stages, so clearly that means it's all right. Though, if it's a reboot and it's still in its early stages, then why do a massive crossover event like this? Because it's DC, they've been around for decades. Then why reboot the universe? Stop. Anyway, so yeah. This was the epic event of all times! And thus, it seems like deadly forces are afoot with the Suicide Squad, the Justice League, and what I keep assuming is the Legion of Doom. And like, I didn't read the Justice League New 52 stuff, I'm just reading the Aquaman stuff. They ended on that cliffhanger instead of ending with Aquaman going back into the ocean and cut out the Justice League part because, you know, the Justice League aren't really tied into this other than the Throne of Atlantis event. But yeah, Pop-Culture Omniversa concludes this massive video talk about Aquaman by Geoff Johns Omnibus, the Throne of Atlantis saga, written by Geoff Johns, of course. So, this was Neo Reality Entertainment presenting Pop-Culture Omniversa. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my content in the description below if you want more. Alright, I'll see you all next time, and take care, everyone. Peace.